and good afternoon. How is everyone doing today? Let me just make sure things are coming up correctly. Okay, that's first step taken care of. Let me just now come over. Okay, let's see if I can do this without throwing my coffee onto the ground like I have already once this evening. How are we doing, guys? I hope you are having a great evening. Now, tell me if it's just me, but the weather has been so amazing this week, and good heavens, it's allowed me to just feel the optimism in the air, I've had that energy to be doing things. That it's been a fantastic week. So I hope all of you guys have had an equally great week. And I can see we've got Helen Cassidy with us. Good evening. So this evening, now, having said that, because I was cutting things up earlier, I left it someplace. So this evening, we are going to do this very quick, very little, and it's one of those days I actually wouldn't mind it taking longer than it does. So if anybody needs to know anything, please let me know. Because in my lounge room is the movie Zero Dark 30, and while it's an amazing movie, it also gets a little depressing, so I'd prefer to not be there. But this is what we are going to make today, and it's one of the in the hoop projects that I did earlier this year to use up an entire roll of vinyl. And the reason I wanted to do that is just because if you're anything like me, you buy the roll of vinyl and then you don't end up using it as you could because you're too scared of wasting it. So what I wanted to show that I could really easily get 17 plus projects out of that single piece of vinyl. And it just so happened I was going on the cruise with Dad over to New Zealand, so having a luggage tag wasn't a bad idea. And we've got Gail Murphy as well with us. Thank you for coming in. So that is what we are going to work on tonight. Now, couple of things to be aware of. And I didn't even realize this was a thing until somebody pointed it out to me. But some of the vinyls are printed with either store names, manufacturer names, whatever. Nothing you can do about it. If it's there, it's there. It's not a great project for this one, unless you want that on the inside of your vinyl. So just be aware of that. And we've got Michelle Reynolds. Good evening, my darling. And Adele Giles as well. Thank you for dropping in. But this is great. The other thing that it's really good for is if you have a work pass and you don't want to be showing the details of it all the time. So because this is credit card sort of size, it is perfect for being able to pop on that and then slip your lanyard on. Okay, let's come and have a look at how or what we're going to do to get this started. Now, oh, don't you love it when things work? And Denise Casals, thank you for coming along. Now, let me just see how I go. If I pop that over there, what I'm basically trying to do, because I broke my my nice microphone the other day, so now I'm up to this lovely microphone here, but I've kind of got to move it around with me, so I just need to see what works. Now this project is so simple because all you need are 2 pieces of vinyl. And look, they're a little bit actually longer than they need to be, but that's the width of the vinyl that I had. So I'm going to end up with a little bit extra, and I don't mind that because I'll just turn that into some little sort of strap things. And you need a piece of clear vinyl. Other than that, it's just thread and stabilizer, and of course our eyelet later on. So let's get started, and there's only 7 colours on the design. So when I say this is a 10-minute project, I really do mean that. Okay, so first things first. First colourway is going to show us where to put our clear vinyl. Now you could make this out of cork, but I find that generally the vinyl's just a little bit thicker. And then I am going to lay that over that outline and stitch. And again, this is so perfect for using up scraps. Now, so that we're looking as pretty as we can at the end, and good evening, Kathy Chillingsworth, thank you for coming in. I'm now going to turn this so you guys can all see first of all. Oh man, it was Emma's turn to cook tonight, and she made us the most delicious garlic chili pasta. And weirdest thing ever, it had peanut butter in it, which I never ever would have thought of, but it worked really well. And it was quite a quick thing. I think she spent sort of less than half an hour pulling it all together, and the only thing was she used a lot of chili, so poor old Grace is just burning. Okay, so now we've got that piece of vinyl on. That is going to protect our details when it is in the machine. So we are now up to colourway 3, and that's going to show us the outline of the entire project. And then I can bring my vinyl in, place it over that outline, and you'll see I've cut it, oh look, I've probably given it about 5mm on all sides. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that one, Michelle. I did like that she'd ended up using the cutter for that. And I thought I should probably get into a little bit more sort of cutter stuff. So it is a possibility. It's just one that I haven't totally created yet. Okay, so colourway 5 is going to come in, and it's going to show us where we are going to do all of our trimming. And you can see it's in a really nice thick stitch, just to make sure that everything is supported. Okay, now you guys are going to have a hell of a laugh at this one, because have forgotten which bit the notes say to do next. So let's come through and see if we can find the instructions. Okay. I remember what we had to do. So, next thing that we're going to do is to remove the hoop from the machine and remove the stabilizer from inside of that vinyl. So, let's come over. I apologise sincerely for my stupidity. Good evening, Lisa Callum. How are you this evening? Look, it's cutting in the wrong direction. Seems like totally something that I would do. So, what we are going to do here, and I'm going to start out with just using my scissors. See, this is what happens when you think you've got it all worked out, and you think, I'm going to sit down and see what 90 Day Fiancé has on this evening. Now, this is, however, one of the joys of using a good stabilizer that does tear away quite cleanly. It's always worth then trimming up a couple of those. Okay. And then we can take our second piece of vinyl and pop it down over our outline, and we are then going to return the machine to the hoop. Now, before I stitch, I just want okay, that is so weird. I'll have to have a look see, because now that's just done those couple of stitches. Okay, very strange. This is the joy of converting between different formats. Okay, so now that we've done that, we are going to come through and over to the workbench. So let me move all the important things like the coffee. So what you've got here is your design. Take it out. Tonight I'm using the CM17. All the sexy toys. Oops, hold on. Okay. Don't know why that was doing that. I do apologise. Oh, wait till I show you. Yes, I got pretty new toys. I'll give you some toy porn while I'm setting this up. So this is one of those things that does grommets, it does hole punching, which is probably one of the nicest things that I like it for. And lots of other things as well that I will show you. Okay, so here is my design, and then I'm going to trim, and I trim sort of between 1 and 2 millimeters around, trying to be as even as I possibly can. Poke your tongue out if that helps. God knows it usually helps me. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is grab a slicer, just a Stanley knife, and we're going to come through, and now you don't want to go full on. You can feel, and because this vinyl is fairly thick, what you can see there maybe is that I've just gone through sort of the first half of that layer, and then I will come with my scissors and go through the rest. Now, once you've got that started, it's actually fairly simple. After that, so that's our first part. And having said that, I do need to go a little bit further through that one, because it actually needs to go through the plastic. And that's the joy of doing something like this. There's sort of swings and roundabouts on what you really can do, but I do totally agree it would be a hell of a lot simpler to start it off with the cutter. Okay, so now we've got room to place our details in. Depending on how good a cutter you are, what I like to do is come through for my straights, and you got to go inside. So inside this area, not outside. Oh, my microphone got faint, sorry. Is that better? Yeah, I'll rest it on the coffee cup. We know that way it'll be close. And Christine Annabelle's watching. So I take all of my straight parts, and then as we slide that through, and it's all about just matching up when it's closed. I care less, I mean, I want it to be neat, don't get me wrong, but I care less about that corner being perfect there, because when I close it, you can't see a thing. Ow, somebody put their finger. Who? Lisa replied, oh my God. You put the owl through. Oh, yuck. Oh, I can't believe it's raining. I don't need rain. I've got plans. I need good weather. Because I've just hired a skip bin. It is clean up at the Hall household this week. Don't stand still or you will get cleaned, and not in a good way. Okay, so that is the first part. Then I'm going to show you the sexy tool. Now, there are places that sell these in Australia. I see them all the time. I wanted a whole lot of different accessories with mine. So this is the hole punching piece, and it's got its own sort of resin fit, and I've got a teeny tiny hole, and then I've got a 5mm hole, and I just wonder whether I can actually turn this as I do because all I do is press that down and it goes through all of those layers and leaves me with that hole. Now, because I don't want to turn things over and over too much, at the same time, I'm just going to press a hole in this as well for another project that I'm working on. Okay. So then, all I do is I take off the hole punch piece and I put on the grommet piece. And I load the grommet, pop it down, and why didn't that work? Because it knows you guys are watching. I blame you guys. Which way? As I said, I only got this the other day, so I am learning, and I've just flipped that little O cover right across the room. Okay. Now, because I'm not quite sure whether that's the reason, I'm just going to stand up. Okay, I'm going to have to practice that and see what I'm doing wrong. I know it's something that I'm doing, but that just hasn't quite set there as I had wanted it to. I might be doing it upside down, maybe. it's not that bit. But I wonder whether I'm supposed to do that bit there. And look, where I bought it from, because I bought mine with a whole lot of different bibs and bobs to go with, was more from an industrial place. So they didn't give a lot of instruction with it. No. Okay, I'm going to have to practice and see what the hell I'm doing wrong there. But you get that that is what we are going to end up with. And then we've got that there. Now, okay. Now, I'm not sure whether any of you saw my post this afternoon on and see, it worked fine on that one. So, who knows what I've done in between. I've probably put the wrong piece on. So, coming up in the next week or two, and I will give you a little bit of notice beforehand, is a new set of alphabet key fobs. I love the old alphabet-y sort of bits, and they make a lovely giveaway over a longer period of time. So this is the J that I stitched out this afternoon that you can see perfectly matches with my lovely key tag. And what it is so decorative vinyl or cork or pleather on the front, and all you need is a 5 centimetre piece. And on the back, clear vinyl. So what you end up with is that looky-loo through the letter. So this is our letter A, and as you can see, it keeps that inside of the A there as well. But I thought, what a cool little gift to be able to make and to be able to hang on your bags or anything like that. So that's going to be, oh my God, you people who want everything done for you. Oh, SVG would be great. We'll have a play and see what can be done. But as I said to you, this was a quick one. On Sunday afternoon, I'm going to show you how to do the circle coin purse, which is just great for keeping, and no zipper, just snaps, just perfect for keeping all of your spare change together, whether it be in the car, whether it be in your pocket. So, as always, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend.